Okay, guys, can you see my screen? Okay, perfect. So, guys, in the last class, we were talking about loops and we just discussed for loop, right? So, today I will discuss about while loop and then we'll start with functions. Okay. So, quickly revising the loops topic, we use loops in order to repeat something, okay, number of times. Now in Python, we have two loops. We have for loop and while loop. Okay. So for loop is used when you know the number of iterations. Okay. Basically, number of iterations you know. And while loop is used when you don't know the number of iterations, but you know just the final condition. Okay. So we have already discussed about the for loop. Today we will talk about while loop. So consider using while loop. What I want is I want to print the numbers from 10 to 1, okay, in the reverse order. So first of all, I will have to initialize a variable to 10, okay. Now, as I told you, while will take a condition, okay. So in condition, you can write like how many times you want to execute it, or let's say the final condition you will write over here, okay. So our condition is this a should be greater than equal to 1. Okay. Until and unless like till a is greater than equal to 1, till that point we want to execute something. Okay. Once a becomes less than 1, we should stop. So this becomes our final condition. After that, I will simply print this a. Now, guys, unlike your see in for loop, what was happening? It was incrementing or decrementing automatically, correct? The value of our iterator. In case of while loop, you will have to do it manually. Okay, so be sure about it that you are incrementing or decrementing the value. Otherwise, you will end up getting a infinite loop. Okay, so in this case, we will decrement value of a minus 1. Okay, let's see if we are getting the result. Okay, you can see I'm getting all the numbers from 10 to 1. So what's happening over here is this while is only working on this condition, okay? A greater than equal to 1. At first, A's value is 10, okay? 10 is greater than equal to 1. This is true. So it will come inside the loop. It will execute whatever we wrote over here, okay? Print A and then A equal to A minus 1. So now A will become 9. Okay, again 9 is also greater than equal to 1. It will keep on executing. Once A becomes 0, that time condition will fail and loop will be terminated. I hope it's clear, guys. Any question in the while loop? No? Okay. So guys, task for while loop. So it will also include while and it will also include conditional statement. Okay. Please do this and then we'll start with today's class. Today we will be talking about functions, file handling, and data structures. Okay. In data structure, we'll cover one data structure called list. So for now, your task is you have to take if that number is Armstrong number or not. Armstrong number is a number. So let's say number is 24. Okay. How to check if this is Armstrong or not? You have to find out the cube of individual digits. So 2's cube is 8 and plus 4's cube is 64. Correct? If you add this together and if the addition is same as your number, then we say it's an Armstrong number. In this case, addition is not same as the number, so it is not an Armstrong number. I hope the task is clear. Guys, make sure you let me know once you are done with the task. Yes, guys, if there is any question, put in the chat box. Okay. So, okay, there is a number 153. Okay, it's an Armstrong number. So, if you find 1's cube is 1, 5's cube is 125, and 3's cube is 27. Okay. If you add all these terms, the addition will be 153. Okay, so the number and the addition is same and it's an Armstrong number. Is it clear now? Guys, are you done? Okay, only two people are done. What about others? Okay. So now I'm moving on to next point. Now we will be talking about functions. Okay. So today we will be covering functions, file handling, and data structure list. Okay. So let's start with function. What are functions basically? They are the block of code which is used for performing a specific task. And functions are such thing that it will be called only if we are calling it. Okay, it will get executed. Uh, if you take an example of a washing machine, maybe, okay, the function of a washing machine is to wash the clothes. Okay, we cannot use it for any other purpose. Okay, so that is its function. And until and unless we are giving power to it, okay, until and unless we are like switching on the power button, it will not start by itself, right? So just like that, we have functions. It will do the specific task and it will be executed only if we call it. So let's see one example practically. So to create a function in Python, we use def keyword followed with name of a function. Okay, so let's say function name is add. Then we give round brackets and colon. This colon is a part of a syntax. You can consider it as, see, Python does not have curly brackets, okay? Instead, we have colon and we make use of indentations to define block of specific sum, okay? So let's say block of function, block of loop, block of if else, okay? So to define that, we use colon and indentations. So let's say this function is printing addition of 5 and 5. Okay. Now see, if I execute it, you can see it is not executed. We are not getting any output on the screen. Okay. It's because we defined one function, but we did not call it. So let's call it. How to call it? Basically, we just write function name followed with round brackets. Okay. That's it. When you do this, and now you can see I'm getting the output 10 on the screen. Any questions so far in the function? Yes, guys, is there any doubt so far? Okay. So first of all, function is a block of code which is used for executing a specific task. Okay, used for doing a specific task. Function will not be executed if we don't call it. Okay. Now in Python, to define a function, we use def keyword. Then we write name of the function, round brackets, colon. Now to define the block of this, we use indentation. Okay, indentation is nothing but space. And my function is only displaying addition of 5 and 5. Okay. What happened was when I was not calling this function, okay, see there is no output on the screen because this function was not executed. And that's how function works. If you want it to be executed, we should call it, and to call the function, we just use name of the function followed with round brackets. And this time it will be executed. Clear now? Yeah, is it clear now? Okay. Now moving on, this function can also take parameters, okay? Parameters are nothing but the input that function will take. So let's say instead of 5 and 5, we want some random numbers and our function should give us the value of those numbers, okay? And not 5 and 5 every time. So in that case, we should pass parameters to the function. So let's say I'm taking a comma b. So these are just variables that we are passing to a function as input. Okay. So when we pass any variables in these brackets, we call it as parameters. And this time I will say sum equal to a plus b. And I will print value of this sum. Now, since our function is taking the parameters, okay, we will have to pass values for these parameters, okay. So when to pass these values, we pass the values while we are calling the function, okay. Let's say 10 and 15. Now, when we are passing actual values of the parameter, we call those as arguments, okay. You can also do one thing, you can take input from the user and then you can pass those values over here. And if you run it, you will get the result. Okay, so understood parameters and arguments. Yes, guys. Any questions so far? Okay, if you don't have any question, so what you have to do is you have to create 4 different functions for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. All the functions will take 2 parameters, not 2, 3 parameters. Okay, input. So let's say instead of 10 and 15, I will allow users to enter the values. So I will take input. And I will pass these num1 and num2. Okay. So what will happen again? This num1 will be stored in A and num2 will be stored in B. So if you run it, you can see I can pass any number now over here, 5 and let's say 6, and I will get the result. Guys, there is one more thing. You can also pass default parameters. Okay, let's say C equal to 0. What will happen in this case? If you are not passing the third parameter, still it will work because it has a default value which is 0. Okay, C. And you can write A plus B plus C. You can even pass the third value, and in that case also it will work. I'm not taking it. I'll just. Okay. So default parameter is also possible. Fine. What happened? Okay. So this is your task. Create 4 different functions, and you should take input from the user. Once you are done, let me know. Tulsi, what are your you're asking like string values? You can give string values also. Okay, Nitin, if the number of inputs are not finite, okay, guys, shall I move on to next point? Okay. So now the next point about the function is return statement. Okay, there is a return keyword that we use always inside the function. So what return will do, it will return a result from the function. So instead of, let's say, printing the value, we will return value. Okay. Since we are not printing the result, this time we will not get any output. Let's say 5, 4. Okay. We are not getting any output because obviously we are not printing it. Instead, we are returning the result. So what happens is this return keyword will return the value to the place where function was called. Okay. So at line number 9, we are calling that function. So result will be returned in place of this. Now, since function is returning us something, we should store it in a variable. So I'm creating a variable and I'm storing the result. And then I can print this sum. Oh, okay. So what's the use of return keyword, return statement actually? Let's say if you need this value somewhere else in the code, okay, that's the first use. So in that case, you can return value from your function. Next is after the return statement, whatever you will write, it will not be executed because once return keyword is encountered, function will stop its execution. Okay. Now to show you that, let's say I'm trying to print something after this return statement. Okay. And if I execute this, okay, you can see I got the result, but that hello was not printed. Okay, even if it is there inside the function. The reason of this is function will stop its execution at this line only because there is a return keyword. And the next lines are unreachable, they won't be executed. Clear? Yes, guys, is it clear? Is there any question in the return keyword? If you don't have any question, your task is you have to create a function. User is even or odd, and you have to return the result. Okay, like return even or return odd. And once you are done with the task, let me know. Okay, shall I move on to next point, guys? That was it for the functions part. Give me 1 second. I'll just change the compiler. For file handling, we'll need proper compiler. Okay. Okay, guys. So shall I move on to next point? I hope I'm audible. Okay. So now we will talk about file handling. Okay. So what file handling is? You can like, let's say, create the files, you can delete the files, you can write inside the file, you can read the file. Basically, you can do each and every manipulation with the file. Python's file handling is very easy. Okay, let's say in my project I have one file, okay, one text file, sample.txt. Okay, and inside this I'm writing something, hello, this is, okay, that's it. Let me just close it. Okay, now on this file you can perform read operation, write operation. Okay, so we'll first of all see the read operation. Now if you want to do anything with your file, very first thing is you will have to open the file. Okay, to open your file, first of all you will use an object where you will store that file, and to open it we use open function. Okay, and here you have to provide path of your file. So path of my file is simple sample.txt. Okay, now it takes one more parameter. Okay, by default the parameter's value is r if you don't pass it. Okay, r means read mode. Okay, if you want to open it in write mode, you can use either W or append mode. Okay, write or append mode. I will explain you both the things. First of all, I want to just read my file, so I will open it in read mode. And now in order to read the file, you can use file dot read function. Okay, so I'm reading the file and I'm storing the content inside one variable, and see if I print this content. Okay, you can see it printed all the things that were present inside my file. Hello, this is Pratisha. See, if I open the file, I have only 2 lines. So this is how you should open a file in read mode, and you can read your file. Apart from read, you have also other functions, like you have read line function, you have read lines function as well. Okay, read line will help you read one line at a time. Read lines function is very useful. Okay, because it will give you the list of all the lines present inside your file. Okay, for now you will not understand the list part, but I will show you how it looks like. Read lines. Okay, what happened? Oh, okay. Okay, you can see I'm getting the list of the lines that were present in my file. Okay, we will see the list at the end of this session, don't worry. But yeah, this function is very useful. Now, every time you are performing an operation, once you are done, you should close the file using close function, file.close. Is it clear? Guys, is it clear? Guys, any question? So I will open it in read mode. To mention that we use R. Okay. And now in order to read the file, you have different functions. One very common function is read function. So file.read. Using this, we can read the file, and I am storing whatever present inside my file in a variable. Okay. And you can print that content. And once all the operations are done, okay, you are done with performing everything, you should close the file using file.close method. Okay, so you can see I'm getting the content present inside my file. I hope it's clear. Very. Guys, if you don't have any doubt now, please create a file and open it and try to read the content. Do it quickly, then we will see the other operations. Guys, are you done? Okay. Now I'm moving on to next point. Okay. We will now talk about open the file in write mode. Okay. In case you want to perform the write operation. So what I will do, I will open my file in write mode first. To open the file in write mode, you have two options. You can either use write mode and append, or you can use append mode. Okay. So first let's see the W mode. And to write inside the file, simple, you will use write function and write whatever content you want to add. Okay, let's say I'm saying good morning. After this, you can close the file and you can again read it. Okay, it's totally on you. But let's say for now, if you open this sample.txt, we have the content. Hello, this is Pratiksha. Okay. Now see, once I execute it, and now if you open this file, you can see my earlier content was removed and just good morning was added. Okay. That's the thing I am trying to write inside my file. Okay. So this is what will happen in the write mode. Past content will be deleted and new content will be added. Now, if you don't want this, what you want is you want your earlier content and you want the new content to be added at the end. You will have to open your file in append mode, okay, and not in W mode. So let's say I'll again get my content back. Okay. And instead of W, I am opening it in the A mode, okay, append mode. Write function will remain same, okay, file dot write and write whatever you want, okay. And I have my content. Now if I execute it, now see my earlier content was there, okay, it is still there and the new content is added at the end of the file. Clear? Understood the difference between write and append mode? Yes guys, have you understood the difference? If you have any question or doubt, please let me know quickly. Okay, fine, I'll repeat it again. So first of all, we talked about write mode, okay? If you want to write inside the file, you can use, you can open your file in W mode, okay, write mode. After that, you will use write function, file.write, and write whatever content you want. So, okay, see, currently inside my file, what I have is, hello, this is Pratiksha and good morning, okay? I'll just remove it. I have, hello, this is Pratiksha. What I'm trying to do is, I'm opening the file in write mode, W mode, and then I'm writing good morning inside the file. When I run it, if I check my file, you can see my old content has been deleted and new content was added. Okay, this will happen in the append mode. W mode. Now, if you want to preserve your old content, in that case, open your file in append mode and then write inside the file. Okay. Okay, let's say currently I have hello in the file. This time I am opening the file in append mode and I'm trying to write inside the file. So let's execute it. So you can see now, hello is still there. This was my old content and new content is added at the end of the file. I hope it's clear now. If it's clear guys, please try write as well as append mode. See the difference. Do it quickly. Next I will talk about list and then I will give you a task on file as well as list. One common task. So please try append and write mode quickly. If you are done, please put D in the chat box. Okay. Okay, so I'm moving on. Next, I will talk one more thing about this file handling, and that is the delete. Okay, in case you want to delete your file. Okay, so simple. There is a function called remove. You can what is this? Okay. You will need one module for this. Okay, one package. So when we want to use the package, we always use import keyword. Package name is OS. Okay. Now to remove the file, you simply have to use os.remove function and pass path of the file that you want to remove. So sample.txt. Okay, so let's say if I execute this, okay, you can see sample.txt has been deleted. But there is issue with this. Let's say I accidentally clicked on the run button again, but this time it resulted in error because file has been already deleted, and again I'm trying to remove that file. Okay, so it is not, see, file not found error we got. Now to avoid this error, what we do is we will handle it. Okay, so we will write if os.path.exists. Let me, I'll just directly copy this. Sample.txt. Okay. What we are doing this time, we are checking if this particular path is present. Okay. If it is present, delete the file. In case if in case we have already deleted the file, it will go to else and it will print file does not exist. Okay, so you can see we are not getting error. Instead, we are getting a proper message. So always follow this thing when you are trying to delete your file. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear? Is there any question? Yes, you can also use exception handling. We have not learned about it till now. That's why I did not explain. Okay. So again, I'm explaining. In case you want to delete your file, you might end up getting an error. Okay. So when error rises is basically, let's say you already deleted the file and you accidentally running your code again. In that case, it will give you an error like file not found because it is already deleted. So in that case, what we use, what we do is we first check if that path is really exists. Okay, using os dot path dot exists function, and we pass path of our file. If this is true, then what we want is we want to delete the file. So simple remove function you will use. In case this path is not does not exist, okay, it means file is already deleted. In that case, it will go to else and it will say file does not exist. Clear? Guys, shall I move on to next point now? Yes, all of you. Okay. So now we will talk about data structures. Okay. So what are data structure basically? It will help us to store our data and manipulate it. Okay. In case, consider you want to store multiple values. Now using variables, you cannot do that. Okay. Inside a variable, you can store only one value at a time. But in case you want to store multiple values, you will have to use data structures. And advantage of data structure is you can manipulate it as well. Okay. So Python has 4 data structures. We have list, tuple, dictionary, and sets. Today we will be talking about the list data structure. Okay. So what are list? List is a ordered collection of data, and list is mutable. It also allows duplicate values. Okay. So let's create one list. One more thing, guys, you can create list of integers, floats, or boolean values or string values. Okay. Everything is allowed. You can also create a list of mixed data type, that is also allowed. Okay. So I'm just writing for you. List is ordered collection of elements and it is mutable. Okay, mutable means it is changeable. We can change the elements. We can add new elements. We can delete the elements from the list. Okay. Now, okay. How to create a list? Let's say I want to create a list of fruits. So I'm giving a name, and list is represented using square brackets. Okay. Wherever you see square bracket, it means it's a list. Now inside this, I want to store fruit names. Okay. Now fruit names are string values, so I'm using quotations. Let's store the values. Okay. Now see, when you are like adding elements in your list, make sure you are using a comma to separate the values. Okay. So this is how you can create a list. Now, as I told you, first of all, let's say if you print this fruits, you can see, okay, all the elements are printed. You can also find length of your length of the list using len function. You can use len and name of your list, and it will display length of the list, which is 4 in our case. Okay, there are 4 elements in total. Now coming to the point, let me run it again. Okay. Consider you want to access specific element from this list. Okay, now since list is a ordered collection of data, you can use index values in order to access the specific elements. Okay, guys, just a second. Okay, I'm so sorry for that. So yeah, I was saying to access the like specific element from the list, you can use index value. So remember one thing, the first element in your list will always have index 0. Okay. Then next we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay. But first we'll always have index 0. So let's say if you only want to access this pineapple from the list, you can simply use your list name, square brackets, index value of that element. So index value of pineapple is 2, mention 2 over here. Okay, so if you run it, you can see it is printing only pineapple. Now using this indexing, you can also slice the list. Okay, slice means cutting down the list into different parts. Okay, so let's say what you want is you want only strawberry and pineapple. This time you want a specific part of the list. So how to do that? So in case of slicing, we again use index values, but this time you will have to provide at least two values. Third value is optional. Over here, first value will be the starting index, okay, from where you want to start. So I want to start from this strawberry. So the index value of strawberry is 1. I will mention 1 over here. Okay. Then give colon. The next value will be the end value, okay, ending index. But there is one thing over here. We want pineapple to be printed, okay. Index value of pineapple is 2. Okay. But in end value, you have to always mention a plus 1 value, okay. So instead of 2, you will have to mention 3 so that it will consider the pineapple. And third value is the step value. So by default, it is 1. So see if you execute it, you can see I'm getting strawberry and pineapple from the list. Is it clear, guys? Guys, is it clear? Any questions so far? I hope I'm audible. Guys, I'll take just 10 minutes extra and then we will end the session. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll move on to the next part. Once we are done with Python basics. Okay, I'm moving on to the next part because I don't see any doubt. Guys, just for your information, I'm telling you, if you start giving the index from the last element of your list, the index will be -1, -2, -3, and so on. Okay. Just for your information, I'm telling. The last element will be having index -1. Okay, in case you are starting from last. Remember this point because I will be giving you one task. Okay. Now next we will talk about this mutable part. Okay, mutable means lists are changeable. Okay, it means you can add elements in your list. You can delete the elements. So first of all, we will see adding the elements. Okay. Now to add elements, we have two different functions. Okay, one is append and other one is insert function. So let's see the append function. So you can use fruits, your list name dot append, and mention the value that you want to insert. So let's insert banana. Okay. So what append will do, if you print the fruits, what append will do, it will add the element at the end of the list. Okay. So you can see banana is added at the end of this list. Okay. This is append function. And here comes the point of mutable. Okay. So why we say lists are mutable? It's because see, I did not updated my list like this. Fruits equal to fruits dot append. Okay. I'm not doing it, but still my list was updated. Okay. Still it was changed. And that is why we call list as mutable. Okay. The next function for adding the element is the insert function. Okay. So in case you want to add an element at a specific index, you can use this insert function. So you will use fruits dot insert and let's say kiwi. Oh, sorry. First of all, you will have to mention the index at which you want to insert this fruit. So let's say I want to insert it at the second index. So 2, and the element name is kiwi. So see if you execute this. Okay, you can see kiwi is inserted at the second index. Okay, that's the insert function. Guys, any question in the list part? Please concentrate now on the list. Because again, you will find difficulty in understanding list part. Oh. Deepika, I will explain you the file reading part after this. Now please concentrate on this. Is there any question? No question? Okay. Now we will talk about how to remove the elements from the list. Okay. Now again, for removing the elements, we have two different functions. One is pop, another one is remove function. Okay. So let's say you are using pop function. Okay. What pop will do, it will remove the last element from the list. Okay. So see if you print fruits. You can see banana has been removed from the list. Okay. It was the last element. And let's say if you want to remove specific element from the list, in that case, you can use remove function, fruits dot remove. Okay. And here you can directly pass the element name that you want to remove. Let's say I want to remove kiwi from the list. And if you run it, you can see kiwi has been deleted. Clear? Is it clear, guys? Is there any question? Yes, anyone is having any question? Guys, are you there? Okay, later if you ask any question, I'm not going to answer, okay? Fine. Now, guys, apart from this, you have other functions as well for the list, like you have sort, reverse function, okay? Count function is also there. Count will give you the, like, let's say specific elements count. Let's say how many times apple is present in the list. Okay, that count will give you. You can try all these functions on your own. Okay, sorting and reversing is simple. Sort will sort the list in ascending order by default, and reverse will reverse the list. Now, I am explaining you how you can iterate over the list. Okay. So whenever you want to iterate over your list, we always use loops. Okay. So for loop will be easier. So we just write for I in list name loops. In this case, I will hold the value of the individual element in each iteration. So meaning of this is if you print I, you can see every time it will print one element from your list. Okay. Apple, strawberry, pineapple, and dragon fruit. Okay. So simple. This is how you can iterate over your list. And I is holding the value of specific element. Clear? Okay. So guys, the task I am giving you is it is based on file as well as list. Okay. Your task is, what you have to do is you will be creating two different files. Okay. One file will be empty, and in the other file you can write some content. Now your task is you have to iterate over your file, and what you should do is oh wait, it will not include list actually. Okay, I'm giving you separate task then. So you have one task based on list and one task based on file. Okay, for file your task is in your empty file you have to add all such content of your first file, and it that should be, let's say, if I can give you the example. Let's say I am having a file sample.txt. I will create one more file demo.txt. Okay. Consider in sample.txt, I'm adding some content. Hello, how are you? Okay. And demo is empty. My task is I have to pick all such lines from my sample.txt which are not starting with the word I. Okay. So if it is not starting with the word I, then only I have to write. So all such lines I have to write inside demo. So it means hello and how are you should be written in the demo.txt. But this thing you cannot like copy and paste in the file. You have to do it programmatically. I hope that task is clear. And for the list, your task is you have to create a list of, let's say, cars or anything. Okay, any random words you have to create a list. And your task is you have to check if the first and last character of, for example, okay, your task is you have to check if the first and last letter of the element is same. Okay, if it is same, then you should add this element in the new list. Okay, that is your task for the list section. And now coming to Deepika, your doubt, the reading the file I am explaining you now. Okay, let's say in sample.txt I have some content. Okay, whenever you want to read, write anything you want to do, first of all you have to open the file. So we write file equal to open function as path of your file, and you want to read the file only, so open it in read mode, R mode. And to read it, you can simply use read function. Okay, file dot read. Okay, you also have one more function which I explain you, read lines. What read lines will do, it will return you the list of all the lines present. Okay, this function will be helpful for you to do the task which I gave you just now. Clear, Deepika? Okay, guys, is there any question in the task? No question. Okay, then please do it. For now, at least finish one task, and other task you can finish after the class. No problem. Once you are done with at least one task, please let me know.
Okay, typing is quite okay. Let me try.